Howdy guys and dolls out there in YouTube land, your favorite little keto goofball Diamond here. So sometimes people come to me asking for help with certain things on keto. Generally it's because they're not losing fast enough, or they're just stalling out altogether. It's usually one of 9 things, and 9 times out of 10 it's a very simple fix. So I thought I'd go over those 9 things with you real fast. What was that? Sorry about that. And help you troubleshoot some. Now, if any of these things don't work for you, my email address is below. You can add me on Facebook. I'll talk to you all day long if you need me to, and we'll get there. And also, ladies and gentlemen, if you're used to keto, you know a lot about it, please feel free to add your name down below, and some of these people can come to you. Also, if they ask questions in the comments section, feel free to answer them. I don't mind at all. So, here are the 9 things that I think stall the most people out or slow the most people down. The number 1 thing is they don't know what their macros should be, or they don't really understand the concept of macros in the first place. Now, I've got some videos and my tips and tricks that can help you understand what your macros are. But if you're still having trouble with them, feel free to email me. My email is in the description below. Also, there's a Keto Buddy calculator below, and you can find out what your own keto macros should be below. If you still have a hard time with it, please in your email include your age, your weight, your height, and about the most activity you do at any given day. If you have any specific medical issues, it might be helpful for me to know those as well. Now, once you figure out what your macros are, what you know what macros are in the first place, then the next thing is when people don't track their macros. Not tracking, if you don't have to track if you're getting the results you expect. If you're not getting the results you want, then you might just need to start tracking and see the results from there. You can track on things like apps like MyFittnessPal. They also have a website. You can track on pen and paper. There are multiple ways to track. Do what's right for you. Now, you can also pre-track, because a lot of people who track their macros, at the end of the day, their numbers will come off skewed. Whereas you're supposed to be 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbohydrates. Your carbs might be too high, your protein might be too low, your fat might be off the chart. Pre-tracking, or putting in what you plan to eat for the day, early in the day, might help you figure out what your macros are going to be and any tweaks that might need to be made. Let's just say you were going to eat a slice of chicken. That chicken has a ton of protein and no fat. It puts you over your protein and well under your fat. You might want to eat half a slice of that chicken and put some butter over top of it. That'll bring up the fat and lower the protein. Just troubleshooting. So pre-tracking is a good idea and it's helpful. The number 3 thing I see is not changing your macros. Some people lose 20 or 30 pounds, but if they don't go in and change their macros, they might be overeating for their new weight. So periodically, 20 to 30 pounds, go in there, type in your information again, and see what your new macros are. It may be very similar, or it may be extremely different. Once you get into Wonderland, you need to do this about once every 10 pounds or so, because the lower you get, the harder it will be to take off the weight. Now, if you start out really heavy, your weight will drop relatively quickly. If you start out in Wonderland already, it's going to be a slow-going process, but it'll be steady. On keto, you can expect to lose about 1 to 3 pounds a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, and there are extenuating factors that will slow you down, like PMS and other things, whether you've kicked yourself out of ketosis or not, which I'm currently not in ketosis at the moment, so trust me, I know. Overnight I went up 8 pounds, 8.8 pounds. But it'll come off in a day or so and I'll be fine again. The next thing I see is that people are counting their net carbs instead of total carbs. Now, if you are losing weight and doing everything you're supposed to and you feel great, net carbs are just fine. But if you're stalling out, if you're not losing at all, you might want to switch from net carbs to total carbs. If you don't know what that is, people who count total carbs go by all the carbs they eat all day long that's in everything. So there are 3 types of carbs. You have sugar carbs, you have fiber carbs, and you have sugar alcohol carbs. Now, people who count net carbs only count sugar carbs. People who, well, actually, there's another one. I'm sorry. But anyway, they count the sugar carbs. They don't necessarily count fiber or sugar alcohols. And if you're stalling out, counting all of them together as a whole is the best idea until you see if that's going to help you or not. The next thing I see is artificial sweeteners and sugar-free candies. Not all sugar-free products are made the same. Typically stuff with stevia in it doesn't kick me, but stuff with sucralose or sweet and low kicks me. I don't know why. You might not be the same. You might be able to get by with more than I can, and I might be able to get by with more than you can. But if you're stalling out or having issues, kick the sugar-free candy for a little while, see if it works. Plus, those things are kind of high in calories. They really are. The next thing I see are cheat days. Now, some people do it accidentally, and then some people try to have a cheat day every week. With the ketogenic diet, every week's not really going to work. You're putting your body in a state of fat burning. And the longer you can stay in a state of fat burning, the better off you are. Now, once you kick yourself, it can take 24 to 48 hours to get back into ketosis. That's 24 to 48 hours. You're not burning fat. You're burning the sugar you ate the day before. So, if you're going to have cheat days, it's best to have them once a month or even less. I try not to do them very much at all, but on occasion it happens. And yesterday I kicked myself with something that I thought was keto friendly that was not. Garlic Parmesan wings from Pizza Hut. Very low carb, but still kicked me. So, the next thing, and that would be number 8, is being super stressed. A lot of times we have a whole lot of stress from work, at home, and that'll stall and slow down your weight loss. All you can really do is try to alleviate the stress in your life or let go of some of the stress in your life. But don't be super hard on yourself and add new stress with the other stress, because you're not going to do yourself any favor and you're not going to lose any more weight being stressed about being stressed. So try to, calm down as best you can, alleviate as much stress as you can, and that'll help you feel as best and lose more weight. Don't start, dog. The last and 9th thing is not getting good sleep. Please make sure you get as much sleep as you can. Stepping on the scale after 4 hours of sleep is nowhere near as good as stepping on the scale after 8 hours of sleep. I better get off here. Much love to you. My email address and contact information is below. My entire eating list is below. Right here I'll put all the foods I eat. Right here I'll put some tips and tricks. Much love to you. Talk to y'all next time.